the BJP goes for suspension of MPs. Now, I thought to myself, what do they gain out of it? But what it's helped do is deflect attention from the serious breach of security of Parliament.
The anti-BJP vote is more. As a sheer number, it's a larger number of people. But if you were to listen to news, if you were to go to social media, it would appear that 80% of every Indian alive in the country is a Modi fan.
Every country has a political culture of niceties, and in that context, it was an unprecedented act by whoever did it, the TMC MP.
Politically, you've observed politicians and how they operate and how politics works. Do you think Kharge as a PM face would be a masterstroke?
Signal goes to the Dalits, very clear signal. A signal goes to the southern states that this could be a possibility.
The second thing, I think it'll be interesting to look at the Punjab example, where Congress did go for a Dalit CM, a very radical move for a state like Punjab, even though it has 30% scheduled caste population, and they didn't win. And they failed in mobilizing Dalits in Punjab.
During the recent elections, when I went around, people would say, I'm voting Gehlot because he's done this, I'm voting Baghel because he's done it. But on their own, they will say, Badi election mein hum Modi ko denge.
The real game, I think, is going to be to reducing their numbers as much as they can. And once you reduce the numbers, I can see many disgruntled leaders sitting within the BJP to pounce over the leadership, the Modi leadership.
Welcome to Chota Hafta. Now, Chota Hafta is but a small, chota version of a complete weekly podcast, Newslaundry Hafta. The Newslaundry Hafta is where you get the week's news, what made the headlines, what didn't make the headlines, but the full version is available to subscribers only. And I don't mean YouTube subscribers, although YouTube subscribers are also very welcome, very, very grateful to you, but also to Newslaundry subscribers, the paying subscribers who pay to keep news free. So you can also become a paying subscriber by clicking the subscription link. Now, what do you get if you're a paying subscriber? You get access to all our paywall content, all interviews, podcasts, and importantly, you get access to a full unedited Hafta, where you not only get to hear the week's news, but you get to hear the Newslaundry editors' positions on matters. You get to see their biases, what are their prejudices. It's an exercise in transparency while also informing you, and we have a few quips and jokes and agreements and disagreements thrown in. So listen to the full Hafta, subscribe to Newslaundry, and pay to keep news free. Here we go.
अंग्रेज अपना लगान और न्यूज़लॉन्ड्री अपना हफ्ता कभी नहीं छोड़ते. Welcome to the 464th episode of Hafta.
Second last Hafta of the year.
Yes. We have on the panel today a journalist who is probably one of the most well-known journalists in India. I have seen her commentary, I have read her commentary, and I'm sure most of our listeners have too. And we've had her on the Hafta before, but today she has made the effort and come all the way to the studio. So thank you so much. Neerja Chowdhury is with us in the studio.
Thank you.
So most of our audience already know, Neerja is a veteran journalist. She has been a very well-known commentator and figure for all of us following news for the longest time. Her career has spanned 4 decades. She has won any award there is to win in journalism. Also on the panel today with us is our lawyer in the making, advocate not on record yet, but soon to be on record, Anand Vardhan. Then also in the studio, Raman Kirpal, editor-in-chief, and Manisha Pande,
Hi.
who is in her Kashmiri get-up today. Anyway, so, and the other announcement I have is that we have a Christmas offer. It's going to be Christmas this weekend. So, from December 15 to December 31, Newslaundry is running a NL merch hamper offer. So, not only can you give nice, high-quality, valuable gifts to your loved ones or people you dislike even, but you can also support journalism while doing it. So I highly recommend you click on the link below in the show notes or go to the Newslaundry website, click on the link and pay to keep news free while giving gifts to those you love. Merry Christmas, all of you. Among other things, Neerja would love to hear your views on many of them. But to begin with, politically, you've observed politicians and how they operate and how politics works. Do you think Kharge as a PM face would be a masterstroke?
I don't know whether it'll be a masterstroke, but there has been no Dalit Prime Minister in India.
Yeah.
And how it is going to affect the Dalits. South, I can understand that, it will excite Dalits. South generally will be enthused if they declare him as the prime ministerial candidate. Whether or not he'll become, it's another. He's been very measured in his response. I mean, let's get on with winning the seats. Let's see how many people come into parliament. PM-ship is after the election, very clear. But a signal goes to the Dalits, very clear signal. A signal goes to the southern states that this could be a possibility. They played a good card. How others will respond, there's no chance now to respond because he's, squashed it. This is for later.
For now.
For now. But the signal is gone. It's a formidable opponent that he's countering.
It's too short now, 3
Narendra
months.
Modi today, during the recent elections, when I went around, people would say, I'm voting Gehlot because he's done this. I'm voting Baghel because he's done it. But on their own, they will say, badi election mein hum Modi ko denge.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I just think the extent of it is over-exaggerated purely because of their complete control over the media, both legacy and traditional media, and the huge budgets they have to push out, social media trolls, or if you just take sheer numbers, the amount of people who cast their votes in India, who cast pro-BJP and anti-BJP. The anti-BJP vote is more. As a sheer number, it's a larger number of people. But if you were to listen to news, if you were to go to social media, it would appear that 80% of every Indian alive in the country is a Modi fan, whereas it's probably the other way around. So I think that's absolutely true. But when we say India, the first past the post system and many other things contribute to that Modi being this, because in sheer numbers, the numbers say
63% were against.
Are self-explanatory, and that is
yes.
of who voted. I think the people who didn't vote, it would be even more.
I think that's very important for anyone who wants to take on Modi to be in the public consciousness 24/7 to rival him. It cannot be a last 3 months mein koi aa gaya. The second thing, I think it'll be interesting to look at the Punjab example, where Congress did go for a Dalit CM, a very radical move for a state like Punjab, even though it has 30% scheduled caste population, and they didn't win. And they failed in mobilizing Dalits in Punjab simply because they didn't carry with them the persona of having worked for Dalits in the way that, say, a Mayawati has. So Kharge, does he have that persona as a Dalit mass leader, as someone who's dedicated his life towards working for Dalits? That's something to look at. So simply putting a Dalit there doesn't mean you can just mobilize all Dalits, because Dalits also think.
Also, Mr. Kharge, if everything is source-based only, there are media reports that he said that he has never asserted his Dalit identity. So he does not identify himself as a Dalit leader. So that is a signal that also it may be a subtle ploy of the allies, say TMC and Opp, to pitch in a non-Gandhi leader. So there may be fears that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in a scenario of India Alliance getting a majority mark, may put Mr. Gandhi as the Prime Minister. By doing that, they have subtly hinted that we are not going to agree to the...
Okay, I really like that. It's true. It could pretty much be that. Just giving a signal that whoever it is won't be Gandhi. It's a subtle, smart way of doing it.
For the audience, as in for the voter, right? The signal for the voter.
Allies.
No, for the allies.
Okay.
Allies and Congress party, that...
India Alliance is not likely to form a government, even if the BJP loses ground. 303. Are they going to fight on a common symbol? No. So the single largest party is going to be invited. That the Congress party will overtake the BJP as the single largest party will mean there is going to be huge anger in the country, and we don't see signs of it. You see Modi almost as popular as he was 10 years, maybe more. So what is the game plan? It's not for PM-ship. The game plan would be reduce the number of seats, bring it down below the majority mark, and then the game starts. They'll have to depend more on the allies, say the checks and balances will kick in, and maybe the leadership question also opens up.
The real game, I think, is going to be to reducing their numbers as much as they can. And once you reduce the numbers, I can see many disgruntled leaders sitting within the BJP to pounce over the leadership, the Modi leadership. So I think this is something which may be on the card. Okay, which is possible, but saying that at this point of time, when Indian alliance hasn't moved much ahead, we cannot see that there is going to be one candidate against just one candidate against the BJP. They are not going to. I mean, we can't see it at this point of time.
The BJP goes for suspension of MPs. Now, I thought to myself, what do they gain out of it? They stand to lose as being illiberal, intolerant. Why are they doing it? I can understand the India going for disruptive and invited because it gives them a fillip, it helps them build momentum, they've been down, etc. But what it's helped do is deflect attention from the serious breach of security of Parliament. What are we discussing, you and I? We've forgotten about the breach. We're today discussing suspension, isn't it?
Correct.
And now we're discussing that mimicry. Another shosha that's come forward. Though I believe, I must say this, I think this is not on. In the Parliament premises, for you to mimic the Vice President of India, a constitutional authority, is not about an individual. And this is bachkana. This is not on.
I think that actually underestimates the media has created this. If it weren't this, would be something else. It would be someone had a sandwich in the center. It would be something, oh, he wore a topi. And personally, I think I would like to see a country where not just in Parliament premises, in Parliament with Jagdeep Dhankar's chair, someone can make fun of him. That is the country I want to live in. That they can say, hey dude, you're such a buffoon. Look how you're behaving. We incentivize whiners. I mean, this guy's whining about being made fun of. He's using his chair to talk about, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Dude, you know what's happening with people in this country? If you can't handle this, get off. Go home.
Please, Manisha.
She stunned. You stunned Neerja into like, she was talking so fluently and so happily. Now she's like, please, Manisha, go ahead. You speak. When you actually watch that clip, the word she uses is correct. It looks bachkana. But that's about it. It was like...
That's a quality of caliber, right?
Like तुम्हारे को teacher ने class से बाहर निकाल दिया, अब तुम उसका it was that kind of thing. So it's bachkana, I would say, but certainly not worth being spoken about in the same breath as suspensions. There's an equivalence being created that, oh look, the opposition mimicked. Oh, but here's suspensions. It's just not the same.
No, but Dhankar, whatever he did as a chairperson of Rajya Sabha. So his act, which has widely been criticized and analyzed by the media also, the way, see, I can understand BJP will politicize it, and they will. Why not?
That's politics.
They have to. They are politicians, so they want to politicize so that the other issues get distracted.
Right. So on that note, we shall move on to the emails. This has come from Punjab. This email, Sat Sri Akal ji. See, there we go.
All of us, yes.
He hasn't said Sat Sri Akal ave gadhe nikku. Abhinandan hai. He has said Sat Sri Akal ji. Sat Sri Akal ji, I have been following Newslaundry since 2018. I landed my first job this October. First expenditure was buying my grandmother's salwar suits, and the second was Newslaundry's Game Changer subscription.
Yay!
My village's elders follow your election coverage and now listen to Charcha on my subscription. Writing this to let you know that there are enough of us who support and love you. Whenever need arises, we will be there by your side in capacities that we can. Our Saath Baithak, send Manisha ji Assis. Assis is a greeting.
Chardi Kala.
Chardi Kala. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
That's really, really sweet. And I love the whole thing of people listening to Charcha on his subscription in his village. I love the image that's throwing up. Dheeraj Krishna Kumar says, hi there. I saw News Since 234 and I thought I should send this to Hafta as a story pitch. The profile of the 5 parliament trespassers is a brilliant sample size to judge the state of the nation. It would make a great story to look at the states the 5 trespassers come from.
What some of them were seeking answers to questions of aspiration and not in unemployment. So, like one I know, one of the protesters I know from 2013, that is...
you know them personally?
Nilima Azad.
You know her?
Neelam Azad, yes, I know her. Not personally, but I have watched her. So she was a civil services aspirant. She is now 37. At 37, if you are unemployed and you have some skill set to get adjusted somewhere, that is not you are deflecting from a larger point. There is unemployment, but your problem is of aspiration.
I kind of disagree. I'll tell you why. It's because
बस मुफ्त में इतना ही मिलेगा. For the full uncut podcast, subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free. The best way to listen to the Hafta and indeed all our podcasts is through the Newslaundry app. You can download the app by clicking on the links given in the show notes. So do download our app and get the best podcast experience. And also pay for news and support a new news media ecosystem that Newslaundry is trying to encourage, where we are accountable to you because we run on contributions that you make. We don't take government ads, we don't take corporations ads, so that news serves the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Subscribe to Newslaundry, click on the link in the show notes below and proudly say, I pay to keep news free.